Hey guys, KRSF here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Touch Hensou Deluxe Zikan Despear from Kamen GO. This is the weapon of Kamen Was, which can switch between 3 modes and uses a touch panel to activate its features. So, let's get started. So first off, we'll look at the details of the Zikan Despear. Like the Beyond driver, the color scheme of this toy is black and lime green, though in this case the lime green is clear plastic rather than solid plastic. We've got the top part where we have the mode switching, and it starts off in the default mode, which is Yari mode or Spear mode. You can see the spear tip here. Then in here you got a little sticker saying Yari in katakana. We've got a lot of technological details similar to the ones on the Beyond driver. We have the touch panel here with the icons for finish time and 3 different modes. The power switch here, trigger button here. The grip, which runs down to the hilt with the KAMAN symbol on it. Now on the back we've got details similar to the front, speaker here, and the battery compartment here, which takes 2 AAA batteries. For a size comparison, here it is next to the Zikan Gear. As you can see, it is about the same length, though obviously it's much thinner. So switching on, we'll get the name announcement. Then, to activate Yari mode, we'll press the icon right here. And this is actually a true panel, a true touch panel rather than buttons, as when I just tap it, without even applying pressure, that activates the mode. So then we'll pull the trigger for the basic attack sound. Holding the trigger doesn't do anything. So then we'll activate the finish time attacks. So to start, we'll press the finish time icon. That starts the standby phase. So pulling trigger will just get you the standard attack and cancel it out. So to get started, we actually need to press it again. Then hold down the bottom icon and slide to the top and release. That gives us a more intense standby sound than if we pull the trigger. That activates a strong attack similar to the cancelled attacks or interrupted attacks from the time charges of the Zikan Gear and Zikan Zax. To activate the proper finisher, we'll have to press the icon and then slide twice, then pull the trigger. That activates the special attack for Yari mode, BAKURETSU DELANCE. Next, we'll activate the next mode. So to change modes, we'll take this part and rotate it 90 degrees to the right. Then tap the second icon, or rather the second mode icon, to activate KAMAN mode, or scythe mode. Here, the tip of the spear becomes the blade of the scythe, and you have this bit hanging off the end. Personally, I think this is perhaps the most awkward of the modes, or the most strange one, because in the case of this, whereas with the Yari mode, the front of it was kind of meant to be held this way, in the case of KAMAN mode, it's actually facing the other way. So if you want to hold it properly, you need to basically hold it so that your thumb is on the trigger here instead of your index finger. That gets us to the standard sound. Then, the strong attack. Then the special attack. And that special attack is the ICHIGEKI KAMAN, a pun on KAMON, how the Japanese people say come on. Then we'll activate the third mode, rotating it again 90 degrees to the right, and pressing the third mode icon, which activates Tsue mode or staff mode, and you can see Tsue here in katakana. Now here we have the tip kind of in this crook that resembles a question mark, though it's more meant to resemble an old wizard staff, and indeed that's what it's meant to be, a magic staff. So first we have the standard attack, then the strong attack, and the touch panel can be a little bit tricky to work with sometimes. And next we'll activate the special attack, or the finishing attack. And the third finisher attack is FUKASHIGI Magic. So then we can switch it back to Yari mode by rotating it 180 degrees, and you can see that there are actually some details between the panels for the first and third modes. And for those curious, when you switch it on, the default sounds are for Yari mode. The same applies to the finish time. And there we go. So overall, while the Zikan Despear is a pretty neat weapon thanks to its 3 modes and touch panel, I think it loses some of the charm of the Zikan G-Raid and Zikan Zax. First off, it's definitely a shame that this is not compatible or just can't be used with ride watches or me-ride watches, as those definitely help to expand the playability of both toys in that way. And the second thing I would say is definitely a downside to it is the way it changes modes. It's a bit too simple and it's not as dynamic. Whereas with the previous 2 weapons, changing modes not only gave you a drastic change to the entire form of the toy, but also had the letters or the characters convert from one to another as it changed modes. In this case, you're just rotating one part around and just having a panel that slides down. It's really not as dynamic and not as exciting. Meanwhile, while the touch panel feature is interesting, it's at the same time a little bit tricky to work with if you aren't doing it just right, and it does feel like it's lacking because it doesn't really have any kind of expanded playability. So on the whole, I can really mostly just recommend this to Kamen or WAS fans or people who like collecting roleplay weapons, because this isn't quite as good as the other 2 in my opinion, and if it's not your taste, this is something I can definitely understand passing up on. Next time, I'll be opening a box of Yokai Arc 3 packs, Tuesday at 6 PM PST. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.